open up your Chrome, and you want to go to YouTube, and I'll share my YouTube with you guys. Okay, this is also a very good argument for having a second monitor, so that you can have your Zoom group chat on one, and then you have what you're working on a different monitor. You don't have to, but a lot of times you have two different things going on at once, and it helps. So I'm assuming that you guys are somewhat familiar with YouTube. You've been on it before. You've seen YouTube before. Up here in this corner, this says create a video and more, and this is where the whole thing starts. Okay, so we're going to click on here. And this is where you normally upload a video. So if you've already created a video and you want to upload it to YouTube, you click there. But we don't want to do that. We want to go live. Okay, so we're going to allow access to the camera and microphone. And I haven't actually tried doing both of these at the same time. So we may have an issue with that. Sherry, you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I just realized we may have an issue with this because I need to use the camera for the camera and the microphone for the YouTube Live. I'm not sure we can do both at the same time.
Maybe not.
So
yeah,
let
just
me
go ahead and give it access to see if.
Yeah, I did. Let me see if I can go audio only with mine and turn off my camera in Zoom.
Okay, sounds good.
So here we go. Let's do this and stop video. Yeah, that was the trick. Okay, so you guys get to look at my lovely icon instead of YouTube. So I'm going to actually share the link with you guys. Can everybody wave your hand if you can actually still see my demo page, my demo YouTube? Okay, good. It's still on.
Yes, we can see it.
Great. Okay, so we're going to create a title, and this is going to be live stream demo. And what we're going to want to do is we don't necessarily want the entire public to be able to view our video. We pretty much want to restrict it to our students and some select teachers. And so we have our second option right here. We have, under our title for our live stream, we have public, or if we click on that, or unlisted, or private. If it's private, you're the only one that gets to see the video, which kind of defeats the purpose of a live stream. So the suggested setting is to go unlisted. Okay, and you can schedule it for later, so you can actually announce that it's going to happen at a particular time, send it out to Google Classroom, say, hey, we're gonna have a live stream, and announce it and get it all set up ahead of time. And then when it is time, you're there in front of your camera and it kind of starts for you. Here's our next part, and it is becoming more and more important when we are doing live video or any kind of video onto YouTube. There's a relatively new legislation called the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. And how this is going to affect us is whether or not our video is made for kids. And the definition of kids that they're talking about, or what they're trying to say is, if your target audience for your video is young children, then you want to say, yes, it's made for kids. Okay, so we're talking 5-year-olds, 8-year-olds. If you're making a video that is targeting that audience, you want to say, yes, it's made for kids. If your target audience is older, say 15 to 18, I would suggest you say, no, it's not made for kids. And they can still watch it, but you put out there the notification that, that this is it is a PG stream, particularly if you're talking if you're in social studies or in English and you are presenting more mature topics than an 8-year-old's going to be able to handle, you should probably put no, it's not made for kids, and and your teenagers will be able to handle it. That's what that protection is primarily for. It is possible to do an age restriction. So if Terry, if you plan on swearing a lot during your video, you would like to restrict your video to viewers over 18. Okay, and then when you log into your video, students, there are children accounts and adult accounts, and kids will actually have to have some, I'm not sure what the proof is, but there's some kind of proof that you have to establish that you're older than 18. It's usually a credit card, I think. So, no, don't restrict my viewers to 18 only, but we also stipulate that it's not made for little kids. I don't want comments in my live stream when I'm presenting an AP Physics, lecture. There's just concepts that they're not ready to get, and it's not that it's too mature. Well, it isn't too mature for them, but not in the traditional sense of being too mature. So, for high school students, for high school teachers, I'd suggest not made for kids. For elementary, sure, go ahead, it's made for kids because that is your target audience. You usually want to add some kind of description. Again, usually titles are pretty descriptive enough, but this is a demo of a live stream, and however you want to describe it. And then there's a category that fits in. We do have education, but it doesn't have to be that. I'll try to keep this light, so I'll just call it comedy. And then you can get into other advanced settings. We want to allow, now this is an option that, sorry if you missed that. I clicked down here at the very bottom. There was advanced settings. We have all these options here. I am going to allow chat. I want to see what my students are responding to and how they are responding to the lecture. And so they're going to be able to type in chat in return to as their interaction. And there's a bit of a delay. And so I'm actually going to give you guys the opportunity to see this delay, because I'm going to ask you guys to join the live stream that I'm about to post. I'm going to put the link in chat. So I'm going to allow chat. You can turn it off if you're just presenting, but I prefer to allow chat. Okay, and that's about it. So we're going to okay, then it says smile for a thumbnail, and it takes your picture, but I'm not sure I like that. And so I'm going to upload a custom thumbnail. And you don't need to see the mess of my, and I recommend actually doing this, creating your own picture for your thumbnail, sort of like what Sherry does. And I've already gotten my yellow one over here. So I'm going to get into my documents here. And this is going to take a moment, I'm sorry. Documents. And I have a standard one that I use for this sort of an occasion. All right, and so you can actually change the picture to whatever you want to be as your introductory, your preview picture, or you allow your camera to take a thumbnail picture of you. So here's the thing: we have a live stream demo. We still have time to edit that data. We have an unlisted link, and we're going to, I'll give that to you guys here in a minute, and then we're going to go live. And so here's my, right, so I'm actually live, and so if you are streaming through Zoom, you can actually see what my screen is doing synced with my actual sound. But when I give you guys my link, so down here, the little share link gives you the link to the stream. We're going to copy that, and I'm going to give it to you.
Hey, Peter, can I interrupt for just a second?
Sure.
Okay, so Mr. Howie Long, aka Matt Matson,
yes,
is asking, hey, where do you make those thumbnails? It just kind of depends. Mine is a Bitly, not a Bitly, sorry. Mine is a Bitmoji. It's just from the app itself. And Peter, I don't know where you made yours.
Yeah, mine is a bit more intensive. I took a photograph of myself and put it into an Adobe app called Adobe Scan. And I think it was Adobe Scan. And I was able to trace over, do like a carnival caricature kind of technique where I just kind of traced over the major lines, and the glasses are a pretty prominent part of my of my of my character. And so I was able, so just kind of threw that in there, and I created my own. Yeah. And then science teacher, so I threw in the electron orbits around. So let me get you guys let me get you the there we are. Okay, so here's the link. All right, so in chat, I posted the link to the YouTube, and we're live, and that's basically how you get onto a live stream. But now I want to show you guys the aside and how the chat is going to work. So it's going to be kind of strange because you're going to. I'm actually kind of curious to see how this is going to work, because you're going to be typing something into your chat. You're going to see it on the Zoom channel before you're going to see it on. Or you'll see it live stream when it shows up on my, all right, so what's the logic of that? You're going to enter it into the YouTube chat on your side. It's going to get sent to me. It's going to take a minute for that to come up on my screen. Hey, there it is. So Sherry entered, hey, good morning. And I don't know how long ago that was. Okay, but it
was about 2 or 3 seconds before it showed up on your screen.
Yes, it is in stereo. I have a pretty good mic that I'm working with. This isn't my first rodeo, and also my daughter does live streams on her own, and so we've set her up with a pretty good, with a decent setup. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now, what I can do is, Laura, because you're the first one in here, I'm going to give you and turn you into a moderator. And so you can actually have somebody else in chat, and they can now moderate and control the chat. And so they'll have these buttons over here. Okay, if they're saying something, you can actually report them for abusing you on your channel, or you can remove them from your channel. You can put a user in timeout if they're misbehaving, or you can just hide them outright so that so you have these controls for students that are misbehaving on your live chat. And that's very important for this. Hola, Matt. Good to see you. Okay, so these are the basics for live chat and how you go live stream and how you do some crowd control. And if your students have questions, they can enter it into the chat. And the other thing is, this is an interface that your students are very familiar with. If they are watching one of their favorite streamers on YouTube, this is where they go. And if they want to interact, they come over here and they do the live chat, and they get, they start to squeal with glee when the streamer actually responds to their question or to their comment. You should see my daughter when her favorite streamer actually responds to her. It's nuts. She like throws the headphones off and runs around the house. Oh, they responded. So that's pretty much it. That's the live stream. That's how you do it and how you get on there. So I'm, happy to walk you guys through it again, or if you guys have questions about this. But there is one question. Sure.
So this is recorded, and where does it end up after the recording?
Oh, excellent. Okay, so we'll end the stream. All right. So hey, good to see you guys. It's been great chatting with you. And tune in next time. Click like and subscribe. And so we'll end the stream. And yes, I want to end. Okay. So now that that's done, and we're all back on Zoom audio again, and I can actually turn my camera on. So I will. There we go. Good to see you again. Okay, so now we have the stream finished, and we've had a number of people watching, and a total watch time of 12 minutes. That's how long we were on. It gives you all this other data. And then we can go back and look at it in our studio. So down here, edit in studio. And now we can do, here's our title and our description, the thumbnail I uploaded, and it's still processing other possible images during your live stream that will give you if you did something really funny, or if you made a cool face, it might show up on one of your yellow other options for a thumbnail. We're still enlisted, so we can just go through and make sure we don't want to change anything. Yes, it's made for kids, and then you accidentally, Matt, if you accidentally dropped an F-bomb, which I know you would never do, then you can go back and change it to no, it's not made for kids, right? And so it's not too late for that. Here's the link that you can save for that you can share, right? So we come over here, we copy this link, copy it to clipboard. So now you take it over to Classroom, and you can share that link to Classroom. So I think that's pretty much it. Do we have more options? I rarely change anything over here. Although I would change this. Once your video has posted, people can comment on your video. I would recommend that you turn that off. And direct comments. So if you're going to share it through Google Classroom or through some other means, have them comment through your more moderated setting in Google Classroom. Don't have them do it on the YouTube, because that goes out to everybody, and you want to have a more individual interaction. Allow live chat to replay. That's up to you. And that's publish to your subscription feed and allow notifications for subscribers. I recommend that if you have kids that normally watch your YouTube channel, because you do frequent live streams, they can get notifications that you're going to go online, I think even if it's unlisted. But if they subscribe, then they will automatically get the notification. I'm not 100% sure of that, so I would always send the link out ahead of time. Okay, so I don't have any more changes. We're going to save. Now, okay, here's our YouTube. We can go to our channel videos. And over here in this live tab, oh, hey. Oh, that was what I meant to do that. Those when it was scheduled. But here's our actual live stream. We can watch the live replay. This will be a little, right? So it'll play your live replay for you. And that is, see, and there's that might be a good thumbnail. And that's pretty much it. That's how we do our live stream.
Peter, can I interrupt for just a second?
Sure.
Okay, so when you are sharing these videos out to students and you're posting a link in Google Classroom, the shared link that you're normally given is actually a shortened URL.
Yes.
Sometimes those just don't work. So I'm just letting everybody know, when you want to share that link, actually click on the video as though you're watching it in YouTube, like everybody else. Go up to the address bar at the very top, click there, copy that link, and post that link. So it ensures that it's accessible. Sometimes on our network, they just don't work very well.
The suggestion that I do with that, which I have not had an issue with, is if you choose a YouTube URL, you go into Google Classroom and you're going to attach a YouTube video to your Google Classroom, then you go through the search and let me demonstrate that here.
Okay, and while you're clicking through the Classroom, here's a question for you. Does that mean anyone in the general public can view this if they subscribe, or is it they still have to have the link?
I am not 100% sure of that. My suspicion is that you do still have to have the link.
If it's unlisted, I would, yes,
Yeah.
they would need the link.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to search for it.
No, it is not searchable. You cannot search for that. You have to pre-possess the link in order to view the video. Okay, so here's an example of of my assignment here, and I'm going to add down here. There's an actual YouTube, select. So if you take this and you load in that video, it almost always pre-populates. I have yet to see it not pre-populate, even with the short YouTube link. If you do the add a YouTube video, if you tell Google Classroom this is a YouTube video, and you upload the shortened link, it will give you the actual video, and then you can add it.
And then Matt's asking, can you still share it? I'm assuming he means if it's unlisted. Yes.
Yeah. That's the whole point to it, is to be able to share. Oh, there he goes. The whole point is to be able to share. You can share the video with the link without having to make it mass searchable, and so that's why you put it into Classroom, or you put it into however you're distributing. You put it into your you can put it into your queue mass email. But if you do the queue mass email, then you're going to probably want to do the longer link, and so I'll show you how to find that. So we're going to go back to our I want to find this. No, I still want that. I need to go. Where are you? I'm not seeing the actual long. Sure.
Are you looking for the long? Yeah, the long URL. Just click on your thumbnail up in the top right of the video where it says view on YouTube. Just go ahead and just go ahead. I always just tell people, I just tell people just go to the video like you're watching it. And then once you're on the page where you're watching the video, then grab that long URL.
Yeah, that's probably it right there.
Yes, it is, because it doesn't have the period in between.
Right, it's not
YouTube.
YouTube.
And the BE. Yeah.
YouTube.b.